Man, goddamn, man, them folk done goddamn finally caught up with old goddamn Foolio, man. That shit crazy. It's really kind of not crazy. And I don't think nobody's shocked or surprised or no shit like that. Like, ain't nobody like, oh my gosh. But for me, it was actually, it was a bit of, it was a little slight, like, it was like a wow, like, they finally caught up with him. Because you know a lot of folk been trying to get at him for so long that it actually became a show of him dodging death all these goddamn time. Like, he done got shot at several times, been in all type of shit. Got some of the worst diss tracks ever known to man. And he even said shit about folks, to my knowledge, that he ain't really know, like, Duck. Like, all the Chicago niggas, especially the 60-30 and they is on his ass. But the shit, like I said, it ain't no, like, it wasn't no shocking news to see, oh, okay, that shit happened. Like, you ain't finna be like, not him, like, he just be chilling. But it was like, damn, like, they really caught up with this nigga. And then on his birthday, then after them eerie ass lyrics that they putting out now about the dude 2-3, and then he died on the 23rd, and then he was saying happy birthday to the nigga, and it was just, that shit just bad, man. That shit just let you know that like folks be, I don't know why folks still not believing that shit is real. That karma and that energy that you put out there, man, that shit be real. And folks be like, man, he should have been moved out of there. He should have been moved out of there. On some real shit, boy, karma don't know no distance. Like, that shit ain't no goddamn, oh shit, I was a murderer over here in this country, I can move to another country and now karma ain't gonna see me. Hell no. Like, motherfuckers probably thought when Vaughn got out of Chicago, when he left, he was in the safe zone here. He probably felt like he was in the safe zone. That shit followed him all the way the fuck down here. But I was tweaking though, especially with the all of the posting and you telling folks to DM you to get the location to the party. Like, man, when a nigga at your neck like that, your ass, nigga, everything better be private and family owned. Like, you got to move like, goddamn it, it's a purge night. Every night. Like, all them folks who was with him, you can't, like, he ain't know all them folks. And then they ain't even look like they was like no folks that was like with the bullshit. He had a whole bunch of females with him. And it down there like he let his guard down. Like, he down there got too comfortable or something. Like, started enjoying his birthday. Man said that was the best birthday he ever had. And it was the last one. Shit be eerie as hell because niggas' stories still be going on the Instagram. Like, he just recorded it. Nigga ain't even live no more. And I'm gonna post this story too, just so folks can see. Cause folks saying like, oh yeah, he dropped the location to the party and the party and the party. Yeah, like, he dropped the location to the party but they got kicked out the party. But he also had a show that night. So if a motherfucker know, oh shit, this nigga in Tampa, he got a show tonight. They know when he leave the show, hell, you got to leave the club. You ain't spending the night in that motherfucker. Like, you're not spending the night in the club. So you got to leave at some point. But you posting all week, you done gave these folk time to set up, time to really put some shit together. And boy, did they ever. And they splacked that shit up, and then in them same lyrics, that dude said 4 shot, 3 dead. It's like, damn, 4 of them shot and only 1 dead, and it happened to be him. But he definitely probably the one that they wanted the most. And from the looks of that car, them niggas knew where he was sitting at. They watched him get in that car. They watched him get in that car and follow him to wherever he was. But that's usually how folks catch it, in the goddamn car. And they can spot that ride, boy. Niggas don't be moving on no militant shit. Folk go out of town and let they guard down there. You out of town, but shit, you still in town. Like, that shit was bad. But he always said that shit. He said shit, don't be sad for him. Like, he told him mama don't be sad. He already know he out here on the bullshit. So shit, if something happen, he like, man, he know he ain't no angel. So shit, it is what it is. So I guess that's just how we got to look at it. That shit is what it is. And some of y'all young niggas be out here trimming around and not even understanding how real that shit get. He said that shit in the interview too, though. They said, man, if somebody could have told you anything about this game before you jumped in it, what would you want to know? That nigga said that bullets hurt and that they real and that death is real and that these folks are trying to set you up. And everything that he said is everything I'm sure he just went through in his death. And just the fact that he acknowledged that, let a nigga know there's some regrets there. Niggas can always pretend to be the toughest niggas ever and the hardest niggas ever. But at the end of the day, man, at any given moment, if anything about to go down, looking like it's finna go down or whatever, when it's going down, I always say this, everybody just wants to go home. That's all you ever want to do, make it home. That's all you ever want to do. And I guarantee you, he probably had got to a point where it's like, man, this shit tiring, this shit exhausting, like ducking and having to goddamn kill a nigga on sight, and a nigga trying to kill you on sight, and a nigga got money on your head, you got money on these niggas. And man, that war shit, you'll be wanting that shit to cease. A ceasefire, but you be so deep in it that you can't even get out now. Now you just gotta ride the wave. Even though you see that this motherfucker, this wave is finna lead you into some deep motherfucking waters that you cannot swim out of. But you in too deep. Now you gotta ride the wave. He was in too deep. So he had to just go and ride that shit out. And that shit be sad. But shit, that's how it be. And I don't think he one of them niggas who actually thought he could start the game over. I think he done experienced death enough to understand, damn, boy, these folks ain't coming back. But diss tracks loading, all that shit. Yeah, they finna goddamn drag this nigga name through the mud, boy. They finna drag his name through the mud, but can't blame him. He done draw some niggas' name through the mud, son. And I ain't saying he just the only guilty party here. A lot of them niggas be on that shit. Like, they was dissing him too. And they was dissing his dead partners too, so that shit wasn't just one-sided. And I don't know who kicked off what. I just know that at the end of the day, they was in too deep to get out of it. It wasn't no squashing nothing. It wasn't none of that shit. Now, I look at any nigga who flexing them bands like they do, nigga putting it on the shoulder and goddamn phones and all that old shit. You got all these motherfucking bands now. You can move. You can get the hell on. Nigga be too proud. Well, I ain't going nowhere. This my motherfucking city. No, it ain't. It ain't your city. You just live there. And you just a specimen in that motherfucker. You get knocked off just like he got knocked off. Ain't no businesses closing about that. Ain't nobody, shutting they shit down. Shit, that Holiday Inn didn't close. And didn't say everybody gotta evacuate. Y'all gotta go. This shit, whatever. Nah, we escort y'all in and out. You got that money though? That's all them folk care about. And really, when you think about that shit like that, you'll realize a lot of shit ain't worth it. Nigga, that nigga's out of here. And all that shit still operating the same way it always have. Just a few more folk with smiles on their faces. And what's crazy, monkey funky. But what's crazy is, same way a lot of them folk laughing, and same way a lot of them folk like, oh yeah, that got him, la ha ha, yeah. A lot of them folk wiping that sweat off their forehead too. Cause a lot of niggas scared of that nigga. I don't give a damn what the fuck they say. Cause a lot of that shit, again, he been going strong for a minute as the aggressor. Usually the aggressor, that shit don't take long at all. But there's some folk wiping the sweat off their forehead at the same time. And I seen what old Charleston White said. Can't argue with noun word. That motherfucker spit on that one, boy. He said, no, don't be sorry for him. Don't be sad for him. No, he been asking for that, Dell. Kinda got a point. But rest in peace to all the fallen young soldiers, man. I wish that wouldn't have been the lesson that a nigga had to learn their lesson, man. But it is what it is. I said what the fuck I said. Rest in peace, Foolio, man.